ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another NSHL live stream. Tonight, it's the Washington Nationals coming off a 2-1 win in the Winter Classic, facing a streaking Vancouver Outlaws team. Alongside me tonight is Builder, and we are about to get things underway here for tonight's third game. For those of you who did not attend the games earlier today, it has been a wild evening of games, seeing the Quebec City Bandits lose on home ice for a second game in a row to the Denver Pylons, and San Francisco fell to the New Orleans Wildcats 4-2. We'll see if the away teams can continue winning here tonight in Vancouver, or if the schedule will continue to work favors for the Vancouver Outlaws. Also of note is the Outlaws. The fact that the Vancouver Outlaws are only 2 points behind the division leader San Francisco, and they're currently tied in points with Denver. So a win tonight would once more knock Denver out of the playoff spot they currently possess because of their win tonight, and that could shake up the Southwest West Division standings once again. In the meantime, there's a lot to lose for the Washington Nationals, who are in the lead of the PPG Paint's East Division after their win against the New Orleans Wildcats last game. And so a win tonight would put them 3 points ahead of second and in a good position in the PPG Paint's East Division. New Orleans trails them by 1, and Quebec City is currently located out of a playoff spot, 1 point behind New Orleans. With that said, let's dim the lights and get this thing underway. Well, the Nationals had some fun in the sun. Let's see if they can defeat a team on the run. It's the Nationals and the Outlaws set to go for game number 7 on the season. Jonathan Quick between the pipes for the Vancouver Outlaws. Craig Anderson gets the nod for the Washington Nationals. Puck drops and we are underway. And it is controlled by the Vancouver Outlaws, sent in by Brock Besser. And now Patrick Laine getting there. Jonathan Huberdeau trying to reverse check. And it comes to Alex Edler to the line. On and down. Pulled off the boards. Here's Washington. Several reverse checks. And carried along to the line. Around. Back into the zone. Back out. Up the wing now comes PK Subban. Evgeny Kuznetsov laying down there trying to make a play. Jeff Skinner is in there as well. And sent all the way down. The puck is by Washington. Troy Terry. And now Dmitry Orlov. He'll send it back toward the point. No one there. And in a race, it's McKinnon and Erickson. And McKinnon won the race. This puck runs all the way around. Thought it was trying to do laps at Indianapolis. But it'll come back under the possession of the Washington Nationals. Taken back across the line. Here comes Nate McKinnon into his own zone. Sent off the boards. Brought up the side. And again, didn't work. Takes an odd bounce off the end boards. Louis Erickson will make sure that it does not cause trouble. Centering feed, no one there. John Carlson now getting a piece of it. Here's Alex Ovechkin. Carried around behind the net. That one gets sent all the way down the length of the ice. Shot there! Just missed! And it's cleared down again. Here's Elias Pettersson. Pressure. He'll lift it out. Comes back and now it is in the zone. Here's Ovechkin. Shot sent wide by Adam Fox. Brought off the board. Side of the cage. Score! And Vancouver's off to the start they wanted. 9:27 to go, first period. And Vancouver's right where they want to be. Does Washington have an answer? But first, we'll step aside with a whistle. 9:06 to go. Off that face-off, Washington's got it. And now into his own zone, PK Subban. Sent in. Intended for Tony DeAngelo, and he'll get there. Slowed down by colliding with the puck. Flipped around back the other way. Here comes PK Subban. Again, sent off the boards, off the side. Takes a bounce, and that one missed by an inch. Getting there is Nicholas Backstrom for Washington. Sent out toward the point. And now tossed in. Tony D'Angelo, Lord Stanley getting a piece of it there. Sent off the board. Shot sails wide. Back the other way. Into the zone. Off the boards. And Tony D'Angelo misses the mark. That shot there. A skate save for Craig Anderson. And another shot goes wide. Cleared out of the zone. Sent back in. Here's PK Subban. Sent all the way back down to the end boards. Getting there is Nate McKinnon. Piece of it for Evgeny Kuznetsov. All the way back down. Cross the line. Wait with it. And now they'll send it back toward Craig Anderson and the Nationals net. Flips it back the other way. Sent in, and it'll reach the corner where PK Subban gets to it. They'll battle for it. Back out to the line. Here comes Alex Ovechkin. Challenged by Tony D'Angelo. And the time left in the period will come to the end of the first. 1-0 Vancouver.
Vancouver, up to this point, has had a fairly rough season. I mean, they started the season 0-4 or 0-3, 0-4, I believe. And all of a sudden, they've come back. They've had a little bit of a resurgence since the homestand has started. Out to another early lead. This is a big game for especially Vancouver because looks like they could be fighting for the slight loss earlier tonight. Kind of the same way with Washington, except for division-wise, except they started the season really hot. A loss in this game can really hurt them. The Wildcats.
And oh, by the way, this is the last game of the homestand. After this, well, there's a goal. As I was saying, after this game, the Outlaws go back on the road for one to visit the Wildcats. Then they come back home to host the division leader, San Francisco Flight. And then they go back on the road one more time to visit Quebec City. So it's potentially a bit of a rough spell for the Outlaws coming up as they finish off this 4-game homestand. They're the only team to have a 4-game homestand like this, and that could end up
That's just due to the road trip they had at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, they started off, they're the only team that didn't play in the first three sets of games. So yeah, regardless, we still got a hockey game here where the Outlaws are up by 2. We'll see if the Nationals can figure something out here. Brought out. It'll get tossed into the zone. Dmitry Orlov runs to get it. Taken around, Dmitry Orlov. Here's Andrei Kopitar. Helped by Joel Ward. Jonathan Chichu and Joel Ward, both former San Jose Sharks on this line, ironically with an LA King and Andrei Kopitar. Otherwise that could potentially be an all Sharks line. There's a shot through the crease. It didn't get on net, but it was a nice thought anyway. As that goes out of play, we get a whistle. 11:56 to go. Second period. We've seen a team score 2 goals today in quick succession after allowing 2 goals. San Francisco was down actually 3-0 and scored 2 quick in the second period to bring it back to 3-2, and they were in it for much of the rest of the game. It's just the team they were playing, the New Orleans Wildcats, found an extra goal toward the end of the third period to put it away. Shot there off the side. Chance for Washington, and it didn't go.
Tonight really has been a set of surprising circumstances, since both games tonight were won by the road team. And this has generally been very home dominated, and we've seen home ice advantage for very much of this season, including the Winter Classic that we took the other night. Washington won it. But tonight the road team has really been the story. Both teams end up picking up 2 points.
Yep. Shot off the side. We'll see if that continues or if the Outlaws can pull one off here on home ice. Here comes Alex Edler to the line. Trying to turn it around is Washington, but they fail to get it out. Here's Johnny Superban. General Zod pressing along the boards. It'll get brought around. Alex Ovechkin sends it back the other way. Ovechkin, a big part of the Winter Classic win the other night for the Washington Nationals. And that'll get... He tied it. But those tying goals are just as big, if not bigger, than the one that wins it.
Let us club back into the game.
Exactly. Here's Jeff Skinner. Washington needs to get it out of their own zone. They've been hemmed in for quite some time by Vancouver, and they need to get some offense. Troy Terry, Nate McKinnon in there, Zach Cassian trying to get a piece of it. Sent around, it'll come to the line, and now it is officially out of the zone. And now Washington will go to work. That one gets sent just a little wide of the cage. Lord Stanley there looking for it, but he catches himself on the post and stops for some reason. And now it's carried to the line, but not out. Sent back to the corner. Out, and PK Subban not helping his team. Getting a piece of it there was Scott Stevens. And that will do it for the second period. 2-0 after 2.
Well, we mentioned earlier that the away teams have really had the home team's number tonight. This game, the exact opposite. Washington really hasn't been able to get any sustained offensive pressure. If they've gotten any offensive pressure whatsoever, Vancouver's done a really good job reversing the role, clearing the zone, and bringing it down to the other end. I mean, it's on Vancouver has done a good job taking a shot on not too by the goalie to get hurt.
Off the draw, it is controlled by Vancouver. But they'll turn it over. Here comes Joel Ward. Lost it to Henrik Sedin. Shot there. I think that missed by a couple inches. Brought around. To the line, Elias Pettersson. Sent back the other way. In the air. And that one's out of play. We got a whistle. 17:53 to go. Off the draw, sent in by Vancouver. Trying to turn it around. Send it on net. They can't do so, and that one will get tossed all the way down the length of the ice. Here's Bo Horvat. Drake Batherson now, sending it along. Comes to the line. And forced into the offensive zone for Vancouver, who's still up by 2. Washington needs to score 2 here quickly, as time is starting to tick down. They've got a chance. Here's a break for Drake Batherson. Matthias Ekholm laying down, and he'll take away the shooting lane. And so Washington opted to try and wrap it around, but it didn't work. And now here comes a chance the other way for Vancouver. Shot goes wide. Troy Terry in there. John Carlson emerges with it. He's checked hard off it. Here comes Backstrom, lost it to Troy Terry. Milo Lucic getting a piece of it there. John Carlson in as well. Alex Edler sends it toward the point. Shot there, save made! Craig Anderson. Big stop for number 31 tonight. Comes back the other way, Tony D'Angelo. He'll toss it in. Sent off the end boards. Brought out front, centering, and they didn't get a shot off there. That shot takes a weird bounce, comes back out across the line, and now it's brought back in by Evgeny Kuznetsov. It gets lobbed all the way out of the zone. Here's Lord Stanley. Centering feed, Scott Stevens to it, but he didn't get the shot away. And back in now for Vancouver. Sends out in front, no one there. And this could bounce. Could it bounce in? It's stopped by Quick. The rebound comes out, and getting there first is Patrick Laine to save the day. Back the other way now. Up for Quinn Hughes. He lost it. Washington gains control again. To the line. No, it's sent back the other way. Shot. That goes wide. Vancouver with it once more. Quinn Hughes. And he lost it. Recovered by Brock Besser. Held in at the line. Sent back toward the corner. Shot goes wide. Rebound nearly put itself in good position. And now it's sent through the wall. Shot, score! I think that's an own goal from Scott Stevens. But it's 3-0 Vancouver. That was indeed put in by Scott Stevens, but the credit of the goal will go to Patrick Laine, who had that brilliant effort at the other end of the ice to save a goal. And so Vancouver will have a 3-0 lead, 14-14 into the period. And that puts them in a good position to win this one. A shot there, comes back the other way. And Vancouver has it in the corner. Jonathan Huberdeau out of the zone. Sent back in, dumped around. Picked off by Washington, sent to the line. Held in, here comes Vancouver. Lets one go, missed the net wide. And they'll clear the zone. Comes all the way down and will be controlled by Johnny Superman. Sent out in front their own net, but it bounces a bit too far for Washington, and we'll get to the final minute mark. 1 to go in the period, and they'll send it to the boards. Washington, too little, too late. It's gonna be a Vancouver Outlaws win. 3-0 over the Washington Nationals.
been subpar as of late, you know, won a couple games, but they won today. Washington lost today, and shutout effort it was for Jonathan Quick. The Leafs had a great game. Vancouver all around had a defensive game. It's going to make those, the division race and the playoff race that much.
And with this win, the Vancouver Outlaws have actually pushed themselves back into second, as they are now 2 points ahead of the Denver Pylons, who are once again relegated out of that playoff spot into the third spot in the division. But they are tied for the first time this season with the San Francisco Flight for the lead of the division. And now it comes down to who's going to be able to win on the road, or who's going to be able to win more out of these next couple games. And oh, by the way, don't count anything. Don't count anything. San Francisco's going to play the Outlaws in their second to last game of the season, and then they go right to Denver. Both of those are division matchups and huge games for all three of those teams, because they may just as well decide the Southwest West Division.
You couldn't script it any better. It's coming down to it. Vancouver's heating up. The Pylons are winning. San Francisco, they were on a hot streak. They kind of pulled off as of late. I mean, you can't script it any better. It's going to be a both divisions right down the end.
And oh, by the way, the Washington Nationals and New Orleans Wildcats will also play on the very last day. There's a lot of divisional matchups coming up for New Orleans as well. Everybody playing each other in these last couple games, trying to get those last sets of points. And this could have huge ramifications concerning the East-West, or concerning the playoff picture, especially as we come down to the wire.
Absolutely. I mean, those last couple of games are the most important, especially if the race is tight as we're expecting it to be. You know, that one loss could be the difference of you making the playoffs and missing the playoffs, even over top loss. You know, getting that one extra point could be what pushes you in the playoffs. I mean, for a period of time, the only thing from New Orleans that had the advantage was to do that over the they had to trusting these guys. You may see that. I mean, you haven't seen much of this league game, and you've seen very few overtime games in general. Coming down to it, these teams got to get their points. If there's an Eastern Conference team playing a Western Conference team, and it's tied in the third period, don't think those teams will look at each other and say, hey, we're in different divisions. We're both done into the playoffs. Let's get a point and get out.
Well, and speaking of East-West teams playing each other, that's all we're getting in our next set of games. After tonight, the Vancouver Outlaws move on to New Orleans. As we mentioned before, they're going back on the road for one game. And so they'll visit the Eastern Division team, the New Orleans Wildcats, in their home arena. Meanwhile, the Quebec City Bandits make a trip out west to San Francisco. And then the streamed game will be the Denver Pylons taking on the Washington Nationals for their first streamed home game of the season, unless you count the Winter Classic. So we'll see you from Lighthouse Arena for Pylons at Nationals. And that's going to be an interesting one, depending on how... that'll be an interesting one for the Pylons, and it'll be an important one for the Nationals. But we'll see you guys then. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Dean P, and alongside me has been Builder. After this 3-1 Vancouver-Washington final score, we will see you when the Nats take on the Pylons. 10:30 Eastern at some point. Take care, everybody.